Buckets. Hello and welcome to episode 65 of Two Man Game with Damon and Dom. I'm Damon, that's Dom, and you are the listener. It is January 21st, Tuesday, as of this recording. I had a virtual day of work because it's snowing here in Austin, Texas, which does not happen very often. It's even snowing down in Houston and Galveston, where we're from, and that happens even less. So, kind of a big deal in Texas right now. Dom, his life is relatively normal as far as I know. But how are you?
No, I'm good. I'm good. The 3-day weekend happened. There was a lot of
Yes,
basketball yesterday, which
I.
was very fun. I didn't catch a lot, but I did go play basketball yesterday.
Oh,
So
huge.
yeah, it was the first time it's since the fires. Like the air quality was like not like toxic, and you're not gonna die if you step outside. So
So we're on
um,
the second half of that. We're getting away from the.
finally, but
Okay,
actually, I
that's
also we're finding out that there's even though it's not smoke, there's still toxins in the air and chemicals. But I'm like, that's just LA. I'm fine. Whatever.
that's
But I
every
play.
day around here.
That's every day. That's me right now. I played basketball, recorded with the band. We have some shows this week, so we had a show last Friday too, and it went really well. We had a good time. So that's how I've been. How have you been? Did you go out in the snow? Any snow angels? Any snowmen?
Not quite. It wasn't that level of snow, at least where I am. It was kind
Hmm.
of, and it was later in the morning because I think it got pretty cold and snowed at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Yeah,
I woke up around like 9, and it was already kind of like, it was like basically getting right back up to like 32.
gotcha.
Um,
So,
and I didn't even realize it snowed. I took the trash out this morning and I was like, oh, there's snow everywhere. Oh, okay.
you're like half asleep, looking through your eyes half open, like why is this cold? Why am I freezing?
I was wearing a t-shirt
Nice,
because
nice.
I
We love
never
that.
put that much effort into walking to the trash can.
Who
Yeah,
does? It's
right,
walking to the trash can is the new going outside to get the paper. Remember the movies where like the
right,
dad's like in
right.
the boxers and stuff. It's like no one does that. So
I
now it's
had
just
pants on and a
okay,
t-shirt
okay.
and Crocs.
Oh, oh, there's a cry. There we go. Boom. There we
You
go.
know,
That's what it does. My dad sent me pictures. I don't know how was it in Texas City because my dad sent me. He had like an inch or two, and it stayed there for a bit.
I don't know. I haven't reported to my mom. I don't know.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah.
But
No, yeah, yeah. It was quite a bit. It was still there in the evening. He said so. It was like there all day.
okay, yeah, I haven't even checked if it melted or anything. But yeah, virtual day for me.
Fun.
And tomorrow is supposed to be relatively normal, but it is supposed to get freezing again tonight. I guess it's currently 27 outside right now, but
That's cold. That's
I guess
freezing.
it's just not precipitating. So
We in the business call that below freezing.
that's below freezing. Well, that's what they say.
That's what they say in the biz. I'm in the biz.
You're in the biz. Yeah,
I'm in the biz
you
of
get
being
it.
cold. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got to enjoy, stay in, you're safe, didn't have to worry about ice and whatnot, and
I will
just like
tomorrow.
hang out. Yeah, you get to enjoy it tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Well, I
This
had a
could be
busy
the
day.
last episode.
Absolutely. You're gonna be just like I'm just gonna be in the snow all day now for the rest of my life. I'm never
No, I
leaving.
meant like the icy roads. I'm gonna get in a car accident and die.
Oh, funny, funny. No, no, no. I won't
No,
allow it.
funny,
I won't allow,
funny,
I
funny.
like if you're like on if you're driving on ice and you slide a little bit, I'll sense it and I'll jump from
Oh, okay.
here. Yeah. And then I will stop it.
Sure,
I'll
sure,
melt
sure.
the ice real quick. What I'll do is I'll dribble really fast to melt the ice. Gotta make it basketball
Mm,
related, right? It's a basketball pod.
right. It is. It
Um,
is. It is. That's what they tell me too.
I'll pour Powerade Zero on the ice, and it historically melts anything, no matter what temperature. So
Interesting. And
especially
it's like your
thirst.
favorite basketball drink. So
Yeah, it's
I'll
like perfect.
pour it in my body, melt all my organs.
I'm my. You're drinking it. It's like I'm so not thirsty anymore. Ah. Yeah. Well, anyway, so that was fun.
I'm
How about
glad
some
I'm
news?
glad you enjoyed that.
How about we talk about some news?
Let's talk about some news. Oh, also the Lions lost, so that's sad.
Oh my
Um,
God. Yeah, we didn't even. Yeah, was it a good game at least or no?
I mean, they dropped 45 points on us. They were
Who
kicking
they
our
play? The
butts.
Bills?
The Commanders. The
The,
Washington Commanders
you mean the Washington football team?
with their rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
Was he like a first round pick or something?
He was pick number 2.
Okay, there we go. Or
He's
first round.
really good.
Okay, gotcha. I can't name one player on the Washington Commanders. I totally forgot the name you just said. I was gonna say that name.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if you would know anyone. I don't think you would.
Randy Moss, Colt McCoy.
Cole McCoy was on the Washington Commanders like 2 years ago.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Wait, I
It,
thought he was last on the Redskins when they were still the Redskins, which is thankfully not that anymore. But
yeah. I think he spent most of his career on the Washington, whatever they were at the time, and the
yeah.
Cardinals. I think he kind of went back and forth between them. But
Oh,
he's in like
cool.
commercials now as like a backup quarterback. Him and a couple other guys. If you haven't seen those commercials, it's like three guys just in like blue jerseys, like throwing the ball around. I don't know.
So he's a backup quarterback in a commercial. He's not even
Yes,
like the main
yes, they're
quarterback.
called like the backups. That's like their thing.
Okay.
Oh, like former backup quarterbacks.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, anywho,
Enough of this.
sorry about the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
Fortunate.
and we lost our offensive coordinator, who's like really good. He's going
Why?
to he's the coach of the Bears now, who are in our division.
Oh,
So
really? Well, oh, that's not gonna because you're gonna know your stuff, kind of, right?
right
Yeah, but thankfully the Chicago Bears are not good. So,
now with him, we'll see. That guy
all
was
right.
was good.
Hey, actually, we're transitioning. This is a football podcast
It's
now.
a
And it'd be
22 man
hilarious.
game coming this summer. I'm telling you,
Yeah, and you know what's hilarious is I know zero things about football now.
it's gonna be Jared and I. Don't worry.
No, I know, but
And
I'll
I don't know
listen.
that much about football, so Jared will kind of take on my role in this show, and I'll
Hey,
take
that's
on like
fun.
a not even your role,
A
less
Dom
than
roll.
your role.
I was gonna say I don't know basketball. I know a little bit. Um, but yeah, okay, news,
I'll
fine,
take
you
on your
got
role
me.
like 5 years ago. That'll,
Oh
that'll
yeah,
be
there we go.
okay.
When I was just like, wait, who's Luka Doncic? Wait, Steph Curry's not retired yet? LeBron's still in the league? That's me, that's people now. So,
Fair.
okay, fine.
Rookies.
Rookies, Stephon Castle on the San Antonio Spurs, and
Correct.
Matas Buzelis, who is the basketball card you got me for Christmas. So thank you. I showed that to my parents, and they're like, "That was a really thoughtful gift." So
I'm
thank you
glad they
again.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. So both of them have committed to participating in the NBA Slam Dunk contest. Um, were they asked, or were they just like, "I'll do it," and then now they're like going to do it?
I don't know how this process goes, but I feel, if I'm being honest with myself, those are probably not the two names at the top of my list.
Absolutely
Um,
not. Definitely not Modest Buzalis. Stephon Castle can get up there, but even that I don't. I think Anthony Edwards.
yeah, I
Who
mean,
else do you think?
why wouldn't it just be like Anthony, Ja, healthy Zion could be fun in the dunk contest,
Yeah,
and he's been playing lately. Um, LeBron never did it. Be kind
that'd
of
be kind
funny
of
to do as
fun.
like a 40-year-old.
Was it? Didn't Alex Caruso said he was going to do it, or he did it, or something?
I don't know if he ever did it, but young Alex Caruso could get up there. I don't know if he can still do all that.
No, absolutely not. But I feel like someone of the Thunder dunks, wouldn't it be? Oh, Beneath Mathurin would be a good one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Would be a good one. Or
Ron
Obi Top.
Holland,
Well,
get another rookie in there.
oh yeah, come on, more rookies. Come on, people, give people what they want.
This is
More
just what
rookies
happens
doing.
when your players don't want to participate. You get guys that just entered the league. So
You get guys like at the podium, like, "Hey, if you want to ask me," and then me is like, "I guess we got to ask him now."
I'm ready for Mac McClung to be the three-time
Oh
back-to-back
my
to back
God.
slam dunk contest winner. Where's Mac McClung? Probably in the G League.
He is in the G League. I'm pretty sure for the Orlando Magic still. Yeah. Anyways,
Epic.
so fun. So excited for that.
Um, we have a shout out to a big man Daniel Gafford, first player in Mavericks franchise history to record a 30 point, 15 rebound, and 5 block game.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened yet because they've had quite a few good players.
Yeah, I mean, like the person you would think of, is like Dirk, but Dirk's not getting 5 blocks. He was not that guy in the
Yeah.
defensive end.
Yeah.
Um, well, they never had like a ton of dominant big men. So, I mean, Daniel Gafford is not who I would describe as a dominant big man either. I guess he just had like a really good game here, but just
Yeah.
something I saw and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Well, the next question is, did they win that game? Because they did
Let's
lose.
Without
Uh,
Luca and Kyrie, they've been sliding down the standings.
well, but Kyrie came back, but I think they still lost that game. They played against someone I was like, oh, it's for sure they're gonna win, and they lost to the Hornets yesterday.
And that was the game.
Yeah, and that was the game.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, and Kyrie's back, I'm
it's
pretty sure.
tough. Yeah, he was
Kyrie's
in
back,
this
yeah.
game. Yeah, he played
33 and
41 minutes. He
4.
played a lot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Max minutes. Kessler Edwards out there getting minutes.
Oh, it's okay. He only got one rebound and one steal. And he's 0 for 2. No, that's awesome. You don't get it. That's awesome for them.
Yeah,
Anyways,
and a
what
loss
about
to the Hornets
on MLK Day?
on MLK Day.
Cool.
Speaking of MLK Day and inauguration on the same day,
Oh
yuck.
Lord. Yuck.
We
Not
can't get
fun.
into that on this podcast, so I'll talk way too long about that.
I just don't have the time. I'm gonna be here for like 3 weeks. I'm never gonna leave.
I'll never see my
Um,
family again if
yeah.
I.
But congrats, Daniel Gafford. I mean, he's a very good center. So maybe I doubt it. This is probably not a showing of like what it would do on the defensive end moving forward. But hey, still pretty cool.
I mean, he had those moments in the playoffs. He's just not like he's not super big or like super athletic. He's kind of in between on both of those spectrums.
Yeah. Um, and now we're gonna talk about some trades that happened, but
Great.
I think you should take this one first because I don't understand it.
I'll take it. So the Suns, they traded their unprotected pick in 2031, which they don't have very many up anymore because the Rockets, we have pretty much all their picks, to the Jazz for three first round picks. So you might be thinking, why did they trade one first round pick for three first round picks? Why did the Jazz agree to that? Well, like I mentioned, the Suns' unprotected pick is 2031, so that's 6 years down the line. Likely Kevin Durant will not be, in the league anymore. Bradley Beal will definitely be like super washed. Booker will be close to that. And they have no draft capital aside from what they just traded for. They're currently in the second apron. Um, so the idea is that by 2031, that team might look pretty rough. Um, so that's why the Jazz took three picks for one. The three picks they traded, I will read this.
Okay.
They are the least favorable picks, one for this year of Cleveland and Minnesota. So whoever has the higher pick of Cleveland and Minnesota, Cleveland, obviously, they're going to be like 30. They
Yeah.
get that pick this year. They will also get the least favorable of Cleveland, Minnesota, and Utah in 2027 and 2029. So over the next this year, 2 years from now, and 4 years from now, they'll get the worst pick between Cleveland, Minnesota, and Utah. Likely that will be Cleveland this year because they're the one seed. In 2 years, Cleveland, Minnesota, probably. 4 years, it could be any of those teams. But
Right.
the idea that the Jazz are buying in on is that the Suns in 2031, with no protections on the pick, they could end up with a top 10 pick because they predict the Suns will fall apart in 6 years. And they're giving up, maybe pick 23, 27, and 29, and
Right.
over 3 years, right? So
Okay. I see. And that makes a bit more sense because I definitely the game is very interesting when you look at it. When it comes to draft capital, that's when it goes over my head. Like I'm still wrapping my head around that kind of stuff because to me, like just even though you're might have a 10, like why take that gamble? But I guess it pays off. I don't know.
it makes sense for both teams for me because the Suns need just more things. So
Yeah,
it makes sense to just get more things. Whereas the Jazz, they already have so many young guys. They don't need three more young guys over the course of the years. But if they get like
true.
their next, the second player or third player on like their future championship team, that could be worthwhile.
Yeah. Plus, also, if you think of like, well, the Jazz also have like a lot more picks, right? So
Right,
like they're like, oh, we'll give up three right now. It's fine. We still have like 15 others, and then we'll
right.
take that gamble in one. Okay, makes a bit more sense. Thank you. Um,
Yeah. And
and
the
since we're
Suns made
talking
another
about,
trade.
there we go. Boom. I was about to say that the
Ah,
transition. So the Hornets traded Nick Richards and one second round pick to the Suns for Josh Okogie and three second round picks. It's really funny. I didn't know this trade happened until I saw headlines like Nick Richards is the first player on the Suns maybe to have like a double double off the bench.
off the bench. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you saw that, yeah. And I was like, "Why?" Nick Richards on the Hornets, and then I tried to find the trade, and it was hard to find because it's like, who's Nick Richards? So I had to like look it up. But yeah. So what did you think of this trade?
Yeah. Now second round picks and how they work, that's where I cut it. I'm not
Okay.
looking at who had the least favorable of these four teams for the second round pick in 2030. I don't care. I don't care that much. Um,
hmm
so Nick Richards, I would say for the Suns specifically, was definitely a need they had. Yusuf Nurkic is like out the rotation for them. I mean, we had him in F tier, and we may have been right because
Yeah.
he just like can't even play for that team anymore. Um, Nick Richards helps a lot on defense. Suns have been really bad on defense, especially when Kevin Durant hasn't been on the floor.
hmm
So he will provide that for them. They have been playing some Mason Plumlee, and I can't pronounce his name. It's like Oso Ighodaro, something
Okay.
like that. He's a guy on there. They've been playing him too.
Oh, okay.
Um, and both of them are fine, but like this feels like a more solid piece. I still don't think he's gonna just be like the center of the future or anything, but I do think he'll kind of provide them with something they weren't getting, which is like solid defense and rebounding, because the Suns have been really bad at both of those this year, with
Yeah.
Nurkic, Plumlee, or the other guy. And Josh Okogie, they have Royce O'Neal, who is kind of supposed to be that defender. They have Grayson Allen has been that player before. Kevin Durant is a fine wing defender, so they kind of had people to fill that role. So it makes sense, with the second apron limitations to try to get someone to fill in that center spot. For them, for the Hornets, I don't know who they're playing at center anymore because Mark Williams doesn't exist. I don't know when he's coming back, and I I don't know if I can name you another center that's on their roster right now. So I'm not sure what they're hoping to gain out of this. I don't
Should
really
we?
see. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you who played center. Oh, Mark Williams played yesterday.
Oh, okay, so he has been playing. Okay, he was out for a long time.
Yeah, but besides that, I think it's Diabate, right? Isn't he a center?
Musa Diabate, yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think he's like the backup. Oh yeah, Musa Diabate. Yeah, I guess. Anyways, that's who they're playing at center. My biggest question is why
Right.
do they have Josh? Why they already have like quite a few guards, but I
They
guess
wanted another
they wanted the
Josh.
picks. They wanted the oh
Why?
because Josh Green, Josh Okogie.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hornets famously good at drafting. Looking at
I
you,
mean, they can,
James Booknight.
look, they can't do anything right. So-
Ooh.
well, I mean, they're bad at drafting. They drafted LaMelo Ball, who can play
Ah,
when he's on the court, but
rookie
they
of the year,
also
LaMelo Ball.
I still don't agree, but whatever.
Uh,
Hey, who's the one who, I mean, Anthony, everyone's talking about Anthony Edwards being the face, so he's the winner to me. Anyways. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit more for the Suns I like it. For the Hornets, I don't understand
right.
it more. Like, why was Nick Richards on the trade block?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really understand why that is. I think he also had some injury problems, but like you don't want two centers who are both injury prone,
I
like
mean,
Mark
that's the
Williams. And
that's the Charlotte way.
I look, I know. I'm basically just like it's so hard to defend it, like what any move these Hornets make. But I mean, the 3 second round picks, I guess, is good. At least they didn't like give up any first round picks, just another second round pick. So I don't
Oh,
know what years they are, but
while we're here, I forgot.
hmm
Brandon Miller
yes.
suffered a torn ligament in his right wrist and is out indefinitely. I forgot to throw that on here, but I remember I didn't see it. I remember hearing it.
Oh,
Speaking of Hornets injuries,
so the
so
Hornets are done. They're basically, I mean, that
right.
right now they are 13th. So this is crazy. The Raptors have played four more games than the Hornets. They have the same amount of wins, but the Raptors have four more losses.
We've talked about the schedule before.
I know. It's just a big
Go
four
back to
is
that pet
quite a
peeves
bit.
episode.
Four is a bit. Anyways, um, Thank you for saying that. So, also another player in the East who is going to be reevaluated is Joel Embiid. He participated in a workout this past Thursday and experienced swelling in his left knee. So he's going to be reevaluated at the end of this week. And I know the 76ers right now are playing the Nuggets
It's a scary
uh,
thing to hear right there.
on TNT. Yeah.
That's some
Um,
Kawhi Leonard stuff, swelling in the knee.
is it? I don't know what is that. What is that?
It's just one of those things
Pos
where like you can't really do anything about it, and you just have to hope it doesn't get worse and like take out like your ACL or something.
Jeez.
And I
Okay.
know
Well.
he was being reported of having like a foot injury, and
Mhm.
then this knee report came out. So I think people are just like, what's actually going on? Can you just tell
Yeah.
us what's going on? That would be great.
Man, what a year for the 76ers. This
What
is
a
crazy.
year.
Who's having a crazier year, the 76ers or the Pelicans?
The Pelicans, the amount of injuries the Pelicans have accrued is insane.
Yeah. Anyways, well, hopefully it's nothing too serious and whatever that's causing that swelling it gets fixed and he'll be back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, someone that
They need
sounds
him.
like they'll be back later rather than sooner.
Oh, yeah,
Dante
for sure.
DiVincenzo
Oh,
of the
nice.
Wolves. Out indefinitely with a big toe injury on his left foot. Currently, he's in a walking boot, so I don't know exactly what the injury is. I just know it's apparently in his big left toe, and who knows when he'll come back. So, not what the Timberwolves need for how their season is gone.
Absolutely not. What are they right now? They are,
Ninth
oh my God,
seed,
they're nine seed.
below the
That's
Kings.
God, they must feel terrible. Oh God. You're the Western Conference Finals. Like, no, no, no. You're actually no, you're ninth seed now. You're
Right,
barely better than the Suns. That's crazy.
the Kings who are 9-1 in their last 10.
Hey, hey, DeMar
Huh.
DeRozan delivers.
Mike
Doug
Brown
Christie
was the problem,
delivers.
apparently.
Like hey, we keep mentioning teams that aren't doing so hot. Why don't you tell me about a team that's doing really hot right now?
Okay, I can tell you about the Houston Rockets, who are 28 and 14, second in the West still, just above the Grizzlies by half a game. Um, yeah, since last time we potted, we played 4 games. We beat the Nuggets by 20, but they didn't have Jokic, so it wasn't like anything to be like, oh my God. We did lose the following day to the Red Hot Kings by 5. Pretty close game. We didn't have Fred VanVleet, and it was a back-to-back. Um, yeah,
I did catch the end of that game. I was at a gig and I was sitting at a table listening to the music, but I saw the score. It was like Rockets up by 4 with like 5 minutes left or something. I was like, I
yeah.
gotta watch this. So I caught the end, and it was a valiant effort.
They had
But
the
there's
two,
also a few,
the two clutch guys. It's
yeah.
hard.
Also, there's a few questionable calls too. I know, like in an inbound pass, Dylan Brooks fouled De'Aaron Fox,
Dude,
and
I literally think that every NBA game I watch. I'm like, I don't know
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
especially when it's like you got a minute left, and I don't they review all the calls after the 2 minute mark or something, but
Yeah, something like that.
something
Yeah,
like that. But anyways, it was just a few questionable things. But the Rockets put up a good fight, and but the Kings just, like I said, they had the two clutch guys.
yeah. And then we ended up turning it around, kind of blowing the Blazers out by 22. No surprise there. And then yesterday I was watching, we lost to the Pistons and Cade Cunningham, who's really turning it on right now for them. So shout out to the Pistons. They already have way more wins than last season. So that's awesome for them.
What happened? Why did they lose yesterday? Do you know?
Cade was just killing us. Just couldn't stop
Yeah,
him. He just didn't have an answer. He was doing a great job scoring, facilitating. Um,
nice.
so yeah, we just couldn't play our game, I think, in transition as much as we like to.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course we're still without Jabari. He's still out. Um, who's been great? Amin Thompson, my favorite in the starting lineup since Jabari's been out. So he's been really good.
I when I was watching the Kings game, also who I saw was doing really was Tari Eason. I mean,
Oh yeah,
obviously,
my two
love some
favorite
Tari.
Rockets right there.
Literally, yeah. And I saw it made me so sad. Like I think Dylan Brooks fouled out, and I saw Cam Whitmore on the bench, and I was like, all right, put in Cam. And then I think they put in
Or like, all
um
right, Aaron Holiday, you're up.
yeah, it was like something like that. I was like, oh man, come on, get my boy Cam in there.
Come
But
on.
come on, Cam on. Get
Cam
Cam.
on. That's good. I like that.
I do my best. It's the worst. Anyways, that's why I voted for Cade Cunningham in my All-Star votes,
He's
which was incorrect, but it's
I'm,
okay.
it's making more sense now. I'm getting there
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, I like him. Definitely Donovan Mitchell deserves it more. But you know who doesn't really deserve a ton right now?
Who's that?
That's right. Yours and my Los Angeles Lakers.
Hey,
Um, hey, so we are 22 and 18, sixth in the West right now.
out of the play-in. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because yesterday when I saw the games, I saw Mavericks Hornets. I was like, okay, Mavericks are gonna jump ahead of us because they're gonna win. So I lost. I was like, okay, I could do with that. And they're
All
playing,
right.
and Lakers are playing the Wizards right now. Thank you. I actually,
The 6-win Wizards.
yeah, which is crazy, right? I mean.
6 is pretty
I
wild.
saw I double taked when I looked at this like I looked at the Lakers schedule and I was like, what the heck? Um, I tried to go to the game. I was just trying to find someone to go with me and no one could.
I would have gone.
No. I know, especially do we see Valanciunas, man?
You could have worn the Valanciunas Pelican shirt.
Yeah, they've been like, wait, what? It's him like this. It's like he hasn't done that since for like 2.5 years. But yeah, so Lakers lost gut-wrenchingly to the Spurs. They should have won that game for sure. They just the fourth quarter just blew. I think they scored like 40 points in the fourth
Mm.
quarter or something, and we only scored like 15. It was crazy. We beat the Heat by like 9 or so. I actually didn't watch the last three, so I didn't see the Heat game. We beat the Nets by one.
Jimmy
I didn't
has
even.
returned, by the way. He's back.
He's really? Is he playing?
He's playing.
It's funny. I saw an ad for Rivals Week
Hmm.
for TNT, and it had Celtics Lakers, then it had Heat versus Bucks, and the two players for the Heat that they had in the promo was Bam and Tyler Hero.
Mm.
So I was like, oh,
It
he's
had
still not.
it had Jimmy and Pat Riley. They were the rivalry.
It was just them two, like back to
Yeah.
back. We beat the Nets by one. I actually, one of my coworkers went to the game, so D'Lo's revenge game, but this still lost, and then we lost to the Clippers on Sunday night. Which, I mean, Kawhi's back for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac was just killing us. So,
Zoo,
um,
big zoo.
the yeah, the
Clippers are the
Clippers.
5 seed.
Yeah, yeah. 24 and 18. Yeah, I see that.
Norman
Yeah.
Powell, you're an all-star. Congratulations.
Honestly, I mean,
You're a most improved player.
this is
Win
the
something.
year for Norman. Yeah, he definitely deserves it. This man deserves it all for sure.
He deserves it.
He has the best one for sure.
You're getting a little
Uh,
close to the Elon Musk there from yesterday.
no, absolutely not. I thought we were going to talk about it. I thought we are not going to talk about
We're
it.
not
No, no,
talking.
no, no. Anyway, so that's the Lakers playing the Wizards right now. I haven't looked at our like schedule, but getting close to the trade deadline. I know the Lakers always try to turn it up right after the All-Star weekend, so that's going to be happening soon enough. And um, I think this is also a perfect transition right now into what our segment's going to be: buyers and sellers at the NBA trade deadline. Trade deadline. What did I
Dreadbilla.
say? Trade
Yes.
deadline.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's give them something to talk about.
So, Mr. Dom and I talked about this, and originally when I brought this up, I thought going through every team and being like buyer, seller, buyer, seller, and then I was like, well, some teams I think are stand pat, like we're not going to do
Yeah,
anything. Um, so instead, I think what is going to be better is we're going to talk about 10 teams total, 5 buyers, 5 sellers. One of us will start, and then we'll just kind of give our team our reason, and then
yeah,
we'll say, now you give a team, and then back and forth like that until 10 teams have been talked about. So.
cool. And
Uh,
also, just to make sure, because I sometimes get confused, when we say a team is a buyer, that means we're saying they should be trading for a player because they're trying to win.
yes, exactly.
And sellers is the opposite. They're just trying to get more
Exactly. Exactly.
capital. And okay, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
I
so
sometimes get confused when
no, this
like,
this is good
yeah,
because if someone's listening and they don't know. So yeah, buyers they want to use their assets, whether it's young players, draft picks, etc., to acquire star talent, things like that,
yeah,
because they think they have a chance this year or they want to be better this year. Sellers are the opposite, where they have a good player on their team, but they kind of think they're maybe trending towards rebuild, or this is a dead year, or this contract is expiring, so let's get some value out of it, and they
got it,
trade
got it.
that for draft picks, young players, etc.
Got it. I'm
Oh yeah.
gonna do my gosh darn best.
Yeah. Do you want to start with buyers or sellers?
I think
And I can start if you want
buyers is
to give you.
easier for me. I mean, I know one buyer for sure that I was going to talk about because I think it
Okay.
makes sense
Let
to me.
start us off with your first buyer.
Okay, the Lakers.
Okay.
Lakers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
Always,
just
always, they're
it's
always
just
buying. They're always buying.
they're always
Constantly.
buying. We ain't selling
They bought
nothing.
Dorian
We're
Finney-Smith
buying.
already. So you're
We
saying
got
they
Dorian
shouldn't be
Finney.
done. They should be making another move.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
And
Dorian Finney-Smith. Sorry. Continue. Yeah.
I should just say, and all of these, I haven't exactly planned it all out. But if you have ideas, if you have like this player should go, or maybe we should try to shoot for this player, feel free to throw those in there too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of names that have always been floating around all season already, and so basically, what a lot of we still need better defense and shooting. We can always use, right? But Dorian Finney-Smith was the right move for that. But now Anthony Davis, if he's out, Jackson Hayes plays. If he's out, it's Christian Coloco. I mean, that you
Hey,
go
you
from
got
like
Christian Wood on the reserve somewhere.
I know, but he when is he gonna play? Like
Uh,
that's what I'm
is he
just
healthy? Is he getting
oh.
DNPs or is he just injured?
He's still injured. He's still not
Ah,
ready.
I
Yeah.
see.
So I'm hoping after the trade deadline he can play, but until he gets, I mean, he's still not going to beef up our defense. So I feel like we need a
So you need a big guy.
five.
Okay.
We just need a big guy. Yeah. If we're not going to get shooting, then we need a big guy. Something we can't have holes like we do right now in our defense if we want to make it further in the playoffs. Because
Remember
we
when
we
LeBron wanted to take a pay cut for Valanciunas?
yeah yeah I do remember that.
Trade for Valanciunas.
Literally. And then I have to buy a Valanciunas jersey, and the
Right.
Lakers get at least $80 from me.
Oh,
So
that's the
it's a
Lakers.
win.
That's a
That's a win.
Lakers jersey, buddy. That's gonna be 120.
Oh no, no, it's the Valanciunas. So I'm gonna get the swingman, like the cheap one, so it's fine.
Ah, I see.
I won't even have like the sponsor, so it's fine.
Ah,
I'm
I
gonna
got
buy
you.
it outside the crypto.com arena.
From like a t-shirt vendor guy.
Yeah, I did buy actually a Kobe shirt I like to wear. I did buy from them, and I like he was like $20. I was like, I'll give you 15. He goes, I don't care. I'm like, okay, it was awesome.
Just haggle them
Um,
right there on the street.
literally, I was like, Lakers just won. I'm a haggle right now. Actually, it
Fair.
was after a WNBA game. It wasn't even it was after a
Oh, okay.
Sparks game. I bought it,
Yeah, I'm waiting
and they
for your
won.
Cameron Brink shirt for the pod.
Dude, waiting for the Sparks to play, and then I'll go to a game, and then I'll get it, and then I'll bring it on the pod, and it'll be perfect. I'll bring Cameron Brink on the pod.
Oh,
How
that would
about
be
that?
huge.
That would be huge in a lot of ways. So, we'll see what we can do. Cameron, if you're listening, we're with you. We support you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the Lakers are buyers for sure. I mean, especially with the LeBron's timeline and everything. If you're not buying, I'm sure you'd just be super frustrated. So I think that was probably a cop out, but I mean, I'm a Lakers
Oh,
fan.
that's a good
So
answer.
yeah, so that's my first buyer. I mean, what do you think? I mean,
Yeah. This is tough. A lot of teams here that I think
yeah,
could apply to the buyer category. I'm gonna take the easiest one for me, and that's the Thunder, sitting at the one seed, 35-7 right now. I don't think, I think in the offseason and maybe even last season, there's a lot of like big buying claims, like we need to get Laurie Markkinen and we need to get like these players. I don't think that's what they need to do. I think they could just get like one more guy that's like fine. And
yeah,
it's not like they need it. I mean, obviously they're the one seed, but similar to how we talked about the Jazz, they have a lot of draft capital, and they don't need all that draft capital. Their window is now. They're the one seed by 7 games over the Rockets, who are like, I'm a Rockets fan. The Rockets are not like, I'm terrified to play them in the conference finals. Like they probably are fine with that.
yeah,
So if you trade, a first round pick for a Cam Johnson or something from the Nets, a guy that just kind of fills in something you need, shooting, or another big guy because Chet's injured and Hartenstein has been in and out. That kind of fills in with the play style, with the system. You don't want someone that's going to interrupt what you do. So that's why I'm saying like don't go get like a big star that you have to work your team around. Get a guy that's like plug and play to what you already do,
yeah,
to kind of reinforce, I think, that playoff rotation. Because they have so many picks, why not? That's kind of what I think they should do. A small move like that, just to be like, okay, now they're like the Celtics of last year, where it's like oh my God, Derek White is our eighth man. This is terrifying.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I thought like they're already so loaded, but it is, it's important. You have injuries happen, and if someone can't play, then you can just plug someone in and do what they can do. Maybe not as well, but they can do it. So, yeah, I think that's a really good pick.
Yeah, if they didn't have the amount of draft capital they have, I'd be like, oh yeah, they're fine just doing nothing. But they have so many draft picks.
And they have cap space too. Like they're
Yeah.
not. I don't even know if they're in the first apron yet, but I'm sure they're getting close.
I mean, eventually they'll have to give like a lot of guys big deals, but right now
Yeah.
they still got a lot of rookie scale contracts and stuff. So
Yeah, shout out Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins for taking those pay
those
cuts.
good deals last year, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go Buyer. I'm gonna go in the East.
Okay,
So
switch
looking
it
at
up on me.
this, to me, this was, I think, to me, when I'm looking at the standings, I think there's one team that kind of fits right in the middle, right? That's actually right now in the middle, but kind of fits like, oh, I didn't consider them to be where they are right now, and they could dip if they don't take some action, and that's the Hawks. So the Hawks they've been beating some really good teams, and their defense has been. I mean, Dyson Daniels, welcome to the NBA. I mean, he's been in the NBA, but welcome to Atlanta. But I think if you beef up your defense, you get rid of Capella, and you buy someone who you could put shooting and defense around Trey,
Mhm.
you're a scary team. Like you're almost back to kind of that team. I mean, they beat the Celtics. They beat the Knicks. They can beat these pretty good teams. And it's all based on defense. And Trey Young is having a great season this year. His
Yeah.
assist numbers are wild. He's getting a ton of points. And um, to me, they're like the one I'm looking at that has the biggest obvious holes, and also that has space to make moves. Like, sure, they are paying a lot of money to Trey Young. DeAndre Hunter is way too expensive. Um, but they have some flexibility there. And Capella's old. Someone could use him. Um, aspiring contract, I'm sure. I don't know exactly, but I know it's getting close. So I think to me the Hawks.
So yeah, what is it that you want them to add? Because they tried to be buyers with like the Dejounte Murray and that stuff didn't work out. So now they kind of pivoted.
Yeah, I think more so defense.
Okay,
Honestly,
just
just
more
defense.
defense. Okay.
Yeah, it was defense and shooting around him. So like, you didn't get Dorian Finney-Smith. Cam Johnson's still out there. I'm sure the Hawks don't have enough to get Cam Johnson, but maybe someone like that. And a name does not come to mind right now, but
Hmm.
um they're definitely teams like it could be just someone older, but someone that has that experience, I
Okay.
think, will do a lot of good for them. And that way, kind of right now, they could dip and everyone this could be forgotten. Um, but I think that is important for them.
Yeah, I think my only concern if I'm the Hawks is um how good those top four teams in the East have looked this year. It's like, do you think you have a chance this year and the next couple of years? I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Um,
I don't know. Sometimes I mean, Cavaliers have bigger questions for sure, but Celtics, I mean, yeah. Again, I don't have faith in the Celtics. Knicks, I mean, they've been playing strange. I don't know. They really good teams, they blow out the teams that are really easy to beat. They are like play really close. And at least today
play
when
to
I was
their level of
watching,
comp.
yeah, it's at least like today when I was watching the game, they seemed really tired, lethargic. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I mean, you know,
Some
as
teams are okay with being the sixth seed every year.
yeah,
Like, and maybe that's what they want.
who
Um,
knows? Yeah.
I like the pick. Yeah, not wasn't obvious. And I don't know if this one is obvious either. My next buyer pick. I'm gonna go with the Orlando Magic. My Eastern representative for this. The reason I'm gonna go Magic, they had the Paolo and Franz injuries. They managed to stay afloat through both of them, which is very impressive. Um, but they just have a lot of assets on their team and young talent that aren't getting reps all the time. I feel like Jet Howard still barely plays for this team. Anthony Black has played a lot recently, but he wasn't playing before that. You got Cole Anthony back there too, so an abundance of guards, but it feels like Suggs, KCP has had a really tough year for them shooting the ball. He hasn't been what he was in Denver. So um, it just feels like, again, kind of like I mentioned with the Thunder, someone that's going to fit into that system. Their system is very defensive oriented. So you got to get somebody that's going to fit that, that complements Paolo and Franz in the spacing aspect, because that's kind of what KCP was supposed to do, but he hasn't really been doing that for them this year. And then, with Mo Wagner being out for the season, I know Goga Bitadze has played well. Wendell Carter is in and out of the lineup often throughout the year, so maybe another big guy that could be helpful for them too. A rim protector. Uh, you know, you mentioned the Hawks, and I want this guy to play for the Hawks, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. I don't know if he'll ever start. You know how fun like Onyeka Okongwu would be as the Magic starting center. Um,
Dude,
like
I'd love
athletic
that.
young guy that can run the floor with them and stuff. That'd be really fun. But something like that. So either that defensive center, because I feel like they're maybe not missing that part of the lineup, or like a shooter next to Paolo and Franz, because I feel like KCP was supposed to be that and hasn't really been that this year. And they just have young guys, they're just not playing. So
Yeah. I like that pick a lot. Actually, after I said Hawks, I saw the Magic and I was like, that's a good one. Especially I saw like the four losses in a row. I was like, okay, they definitely aren't that bad. It's like there's definitely a lot of injury stuff happening.
right,
Um, no, I agree with you. I think that'd be really good for them. And I think, I mean, they were the three seed, and Paolo
yeah,
was like an MVP candidate in the beginning, and like I think they can kind of get that magic back. I forgot. Did you say when is Suggs gonna come back, or is he already back?
Suggs back. I mean, Suggs out? Question
I
mark.
thought he was out for a bit, but he might be back now. I was just saying, like, when
Oh
he's
no, I
on the
mentioned
court.
Anthony Black had been playing, had been starting.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah, yeah, Suggs is still out.
gotcha. So when he comes back, that's gonna be also help a lot with like their
I mean, they're
defense
playing
and
Trevelin Queen 24 minutes this game.
yeah, you know what?
Rockets legend.
Not a way to win though.
They played Corey Joseph. That guy didn't even know that guy was on the Magic.
Yeah, isn't he like 50?
He's not quite there, but he's up there.
Did the Magic play Gary Harris anymore?
No, I don't know
Is
if he was injured or not, but I feel like he doesn't really get out there anymore.
that's crazy because he was so good on the Nuggets and then he got a bigger or he got traded to the Magic. I can't
Yeah,
remember. And then
they
he
gave
just
him that
says
2-year, 14 million deal in the offseason. So
that's what it was. And now he's just not playing. That's weird to me.
I don't know. He
The
might be
NBA is
injured too.
crazy.
I'm not sure. Their whole team's injured. So
Yeah.
give me
So for
the last buyer
last
of the
buyer,
day.
last buyer, I'm gonna make it another obvious one
Okay.
because I'm trying to think of teams that just want to cover their bases. So when they get to the playoffs and the finals, hopefully they have everything covered, and that's the Cavaliers,
Yeah,
first seed in the
this is
East.
the other team I was
It's
thinking of.
just
So
yeah, exactly. They have a really great core right now. Donovan Mitchell's playing great. Darius Garland's playing amazing. Ty Jerome was a backup ball handler, is doing really well. You got Evan Mobley, you got Jared Allen, they're playing great. Dean Wade starting. I was like, what? And then he played really good. I was like,
dude, he
okay.
starts and then he's just like gone for like weeks at a time. I
Yeah.
don't understand Dean Wade.
But getting we keep saying it, but you got your ball handlers covered. You have your centers covered, like shooting and defense. 3-and-D,
You
baby.
need a three. You need a three
Um,
on your roster
yeah,
that's consistent.
exactly. And Max Strus has been well. Defensively, he could be better, but he's been playing really well coming off the bench for them. So just
Who have they
having
been starting?
someone.
Levert? I
No,
see.
he's been coming off
Okoro?
the bench too. They've been starting Okoro or Dean Wade.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the game I saw. I think the game I watched, Okoro was out. I think that was the game when they played terribly against the Thunder.
Mm.
That was it was supposed to be like the like crazy rematch that was going to be super
Right.
close. And it's
Right.
like, yeah, they were down by 30 after like the first quarter. I was like, it's like 40 to 15. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? So that,
Tristan Thompson, 26 minutes at backup center. This is not 2016.
yeah.
We gotta get somebody else in there.
Yeah, and I think they are kind of flirting with the second apron at this point. I don't know
Yeah.
their cap situation right now, but they do have like younger players that can contribute to other teams. I'm sure they have some draft capital. They haven't really been buying a lot recently, or giving up a lot of their draft stuff. So at least that I can remember. So yeah, I think Cavaliers just want to be able to beat the Celtics, beat the Knicks, beat the Bucks whenever you get um, to them in the
And I have to go
playoffs.
through two of those teams just to get to the or just to get to the finals.
Yeah, exactly. So they got to plan ahead. So I think that's smart to do. Even though they're confident right now, they should. You never know what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
I hear you.
Shall we convert to sellers now?
Sellers, let's do it. Yeah, I'll
Who's
start
your
with
who's your first seller?
my tried and true. Since day one of this podcast, I've begged to this team, the Bulls. Why do you still have Zach LaVine and Vucevic on your roster? Please get rid of them for the love of all. Patrick Williams, I would say too, but he's so bad. I don't know if he's
No
worth
one
anything.
wants him. Yeah, he's not.
Um,
What? Yeah,
but yeah, Levine and Vucevic actually, I feel like have lifted their stock with their play this year. The Bulls are negative under 6 games from 500, but I feel like individually they've been good, and I feel like these contending teams or teams that want to be contenders can look at that and say, yeah, that maybe that's the piece that we need to kind of jump into that next tier. So hopefully they get rid of them by the trade deadline. Hopefully they're gone, and it can be, Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Matas Buzelis, whatever the future of the
yeah.
Bulls organization is. Um, but yeah, they just got to get rid of the old guys. And I've been saying that for 2 years, so I don't want to keep saying it. But that had to take the obvious one while I was there.
No, thank you. I mean, I also have an obvious one, which I have to mention, and that's going to be the Brooklyn Nets.
They got to
Obvious.
finish selling. It started.
Exactly. So they started, which is great, but now they can't finish, and that's going to be Cam Johnson. It basically is like the last one. Um, I mean, honestly, like, does Nick Claxton really fit in that anymore too? Like, I feel like he
Mhm.
could be a piece moved. Um, D'Lo, I mean, just got there, so he's not going to get moved. But definitely saying sellers mostly because of Cam Johnson. And if you really do want to try to get into that sweepstakes of first round pick, you got to get worse. And I hate, I don't like the term tanking or trying to lose, right? But
Right.
if you have players that aren't that good playing, it's like, well, we played what we had and we're losing. So, you know what I mean? It's not like we're trying to lose. It's like we're playing what we have. So, I think the Nets need to just kind of finish this reset essentially after Harden, Durant, Irving and
Yeah.
then just start anew next year with clean slate.
And
So,
and record wise, they're already sixth worst, so they got some catching up to do if they want to try to jump into
yeah.
that top three for the number one pick.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at the standings. Like, I know the Raptors want to be better, and they're going to get like they're not going to be below the Raptors or above the Raptors for long. Like, they're winning games and stuff, but um, it's
Flip. I
just
mean, even you can even flip D'Lo. Like you don't have to keep him there
can you
necessarily.
are you allowed to flip within a? I thought
Yeah, you
you.
can. Like the Raptors when they got Bruce Brown last year, they could have traded him again before the deadline.
I did not know that. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it
I thought you
depends.
had to. You could only be traded once. I thought at like within the year, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
There's certain rules around it.
Yeah,
I don't exactly know how it works, but yeah, I know it is possible and has happened.
yeah, and there's definitely a team out there that could use like Cam Johnson, Adilo, and Nick Claxton. So, you know, it's out there. I think the Nets need to sell though, for sure.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good
Who
one.
next?
Who's next? Let's jump back over to the West. We spent a lot of time in the East. We said
Yeah.
five Eastern teams in a row. Let's close it
Did
out
we?
here in the
Oh my
West.
God, we did. Okay,
We
let's do
went
it.
two Western teams and then five Eastern teams. So
Yeah, it was so funny because I was trying to stay not do West because to me West is so easy. So,
yeah,
whoops.
all
All right.
good. No, all good. I'm gonna take one that I feel like is relatively obvious. The Pelicans. We
That's what I
got
was gonna say. Dang it.
we got
Okay,
to be
gotcha.
done. We got to be done with this, New Orleans. It's
Yeah.
time. Someone buys low on Zion, you can have him. You want Brandon Ingram, please. Even the Herb Joneses of the world, you can probably get a good deal out of that guy. Right now he's injured, so maybe not this. This might be an off-season thing. Um, Jose Alvarado. all these guys that would be valuable to good
CJ
teams. CJ
McCollum.
McCollum, DeJounte Murray, who I forget is a Pelican.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just not. It's just not happening. It's just
Isn't
not.
that isn't that crazy? Because like on paper, that's so good.
On paper, it's a great roster.
Yeah,
They
man.
have
But
12
paper,
wins.
yeah, paper be lying sometimes though, man.
They
Oof.
have yeah, they have 12 and 32 is not too good. Zero chance they make the playoffs. So,
Yeah,
you know, let's just call it.
call it.
We've had too
Yeah,
many lost seasons in New Orleans. We gotta cut it out.
yeah.
We're done.
At least get it. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be upset at least if they get it started. I'm not saying offload Zion, DeJounte, CJ, Ingram right now
Yeah.
before the trade deadline, but I'm like, get rid of one or two of them at least, and then maybe during the offseason, see what you can get for the others. I feel like you keep DeJounte and everyone else kind of like, all right, and you can kind of build around DeJounte because he can play defense. He can I think like he's a good like start right for a rebuild because
Hmm.
he's also not. He's also is he younger than Zion or a little bit older, like a year or two older?
He's older.
Okay, but Zion, I mean, come on, brother, don't play, brother, don't play. So yeah, definitely. Just I said for sure, get rid of them. I would love for them to keep Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, but you know
Trey Murphy
what?
is the one guy I didn't want to mention because I feel like he's
Yeah,
young enough.
yeah. I think one of them staying around, or even both, is staying around. But you know who would love them? The Lakers.
Uh,
Come on over.
the
We'll buy
Lakers,
you.
the Lakers don't have assets for either of those guys.
You know what? You're right. Um,
Give me your next
all
seller. I'm
right,
sorry I took
here we
yours from
go.
you.
No, it's okay, it's okay. It makes it fun. I'm like, it's kind of fun thing, and I think I got a good one. I think I got a good one. We're staying in the
Okay.
West.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Golden State Warriors.
That's the one I was going to close it with. Ah, dang. You
Ah,
got me.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, I mean, okay, so Steph Curry
So he's
getting
selling
older.
Steph?
Absolutely not. You just keep
Okay.
Steph.
Okay.
No. Steph Curry is getting older, and you want to win now. It's kind of the same thing with LeBron. I feel like it's like you're building. You have one guy. He's your franchise guy, right? But all these other people around him need to be able to complement him
So
and
is
to
this a
win
buying
games.
argument?
No, I'm. Oh, is this a buying argument? I get. Well, I'm just saying sell
Who are you selling?
like Andrew Wiggins and like Pods and
Okay. I
Draymond
mean,
and
these, you sure?
yeah. But you know, you're right because if I'm selling them, I'm probably not getting back like unless I get back like a star. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I by no means do I think they should do it like a Jimmy Butler, right?
Hmm.
But someone like an all-star. I mean, I would love like a Laurie Markkinen.
Yeah.
Can't do it this year though. Like get rid of three like good role players for like an all-star.
Hmm.
And I don't like I'm thinking anyone we mentioned from the Pelicans would make sense. No. So maybe this is a buying argument and that's
That's like a
on
buying
me.
argument.
Yeah. So maybe I think of a selling. Well, you wanted to mention, do you think sell Steph Curry? You can have this one if you think.
You know, I was thinking not sell Steph Curry. I was thinking sell everyone else for assets and young people, and just Steph Curry rides out like Kobe Bryant at the end of his career, just playing on some god awful teams. Um, but
Oh,
you want,
so
but you want to prepare for the future, but you also don't want to get rid of Steph. So it's just like, yeah, we'll keep you, but we're getting rid of everything else. Like we're tearing it down, and you just get to like mentor all these young guys for the last couple of years of your career.
okay, I get it. Okay, yeah, I get it. So basically, it is what I was saying, but I'm like, no, they should try to get people to win. And you're like, no, Steph, we're not winning
We're
anymore.
not winning anymore.
We're done. We're done winning. Yeah, that's better. That's better, I think. Well, I guess I have to think of another one now because that was kind of yours. So we're talking about sellers, right?
Yeah, I could throw some names if you want. The Clippers, despite being the 5 seed, it's like, do they think they have a lot of long-term value there with some of their guys? The Kings, even though they're doing really well, now is that the time to sell high on these assets, or is it buy time? I don't know. The Blazers, they still got
You know what? I
Aiton
was
and
gonna
Jeremy Grant kicking around.
Blazers. I think Blazers makes the most sense for sure because of Jeremy. I was gonna say Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton, even Robert Williams the third.
Hmm.
Um, You're building around Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp, Scoot Henderson. Denny
Do you
Avdia's
build
playing
around?
pretty.
Do you build around all three of them? Do you keep all three guards?
I mean, that's the question. I think who do you okay out of those three? Who do you keep? I feel like I know the answer, but I don't want to admit it.
I think first out of the three is Shaden. I think that's like the
Yeah,
I have to keep Shaden sharp. Um, and then honestly, you probably keep Scoot just because Anthony's kind of aging out of that young
yeah,
rebuild phase. So
yeah. I'm still a Scoot. I still have so much faith in Scoot. I really, really. I saw him. I was watching a Blazers game, and like they
he's had
weren't
his moments
winning.
this year.
But like I was he was playing really good defense. I was like I no one's like I come on Scoot buy I was like come on like buy into that play defense, you know. But I did see him turn the ball over like three times. So I was like, oh geez. So yeah, I'd say Blazers. I think for sure Sellers makes a lot of sense. They haven't really fully committed to a rebuild yet because of having like DeAndre Ayton and the names we've mentioned. So and like I
Mhm.
said, Diddy obviously playing great, but I think he's a little old, or is he just like look old?
He has the only mustache thing going, which I feel like makes him look older for some reason.
Yeah, but he's like what, like 24 or something?
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, you can keep him around. He's doing pretty well. But yeah, to me, I think
dominating.
that's just get rid of him.
Mhm.
Where's the passion, man? Yeah, that's what do you think? I think that makes a lot of sense.
No, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I just didn't want to like pick obvious ones like people at the bottom of the barrel, but I was like the Blazers do need to sell.
They sure do.
Yeah. Hey, Pelicans on a 4 game win streak, dude. Come on.
That's crazy that they were 8-32. Now they're 12-32.
They were barely better than the 6-35 Wizards. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's our buyers and sellers, I
That's
guess.
it. We did
You
it.
know, you know what I'm really excited
Epic.
for? I'm really excited for the trade deadline itself to
Oh
see
yeah.
what moves are actually made.
Let's see if we're right.
We'll see. Actually, that'd be fun to kind of come back and see like who actually bought, who sold, and what names we mentioned were moved or not moved or something. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. Next time we'll probably do All-Star. Um,
Yeah.
we're getting
I'm
pretty close, so make our
so we're gonna have
ballots.
our ballots and like should we also pick like fill out the rest of the roster too? Like you know
Yes,
what I
like
mean?
we pick our All-Star teams. We did that
Got it.
last year.
Yeah. I like that for sure. I want to do that.
And then we'll compare it to the NBA and we'll say why the NBA is wrong and why we're right.
Okay,
Um,
so we're gonna pick who we think it should be, not who. No, we're gonna pick who we want it to be, who deserves it, not who we think it will be.
yes,
Got it. Okay, cool. I like that.
yes,
I
and then
like
we'll
that for sure.
compare with with that once it comes out,
That'll be
which
a
shouldn't be too
doozy.
long from now. So
Yeah, I notoriously am wrong a lot, but that's okay.
that's what we you make mistakes and you learn. That's how it
That's what it's
works.
all about. I will say, I mean, like you said earlier, like I am getting better at it, and that's all I really want. I want
Yeah,
progress. So, but yeah, I just love basketball. I look forward to watching more. It took, I don't know, yeah, a couple of days. It's just been, I feel like I've just been so busy and haven't really had time just to like sit back and watch a game. So,
right.
look forward to doing that again soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, who are you
Shall
rooting
I?
for? Or yeah, take the shot. He's gonna take it? Is he gonna make it?
Ooh,
Wow, that was the closest it's been in
that's
a
pretty. That was a
while.
little motion right there. I
I
didn't think it was
like
gonna work.
that. I
Um,
like that. A little reach around.
yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay, I'm hyped now. What are you gonna ask me? Are you gonna ask me a football question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you who you're rooting for now.
Commanders over Eagles because the Eagles have won the Super Bowl in like the last 5 years.
Yeah,
Watched it, I think, together at Buffalo Wild
we
Wings.
did. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I
so
remember that.
that's kind of like whatever the Eagles.
Yeah,
So the Commanders that would be cool. They haven't won since like '91 or something like that.
that's crazy.
And then the other side, Bills, Chiefs, Bills. I would much rather the Bills win. I'm tired of the
Dude,
Chiefs. 5 years ago, I was like, I'm so happy the Chiefs are here to end Tom Brady. Now I'm like, please, somebody get rid of the Chiefs, get rid of Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I've flipped.
isn't also okay. This is a bit more of a football thing compared to basketball, but I feel like at least football, I feel like has a higher chance for. I feel like it was the Patriots before, now it's the Chiefs. There's always just one team who just always wins way too much. I feel
Yeah,
like that happens more often than in basketball, especially nowadays.
it does.
Yeah. Like I hate that.
I don't know enough about football to really break that down, why that is,
Yeah, hey,
but
we're not gonna, but it's just, yeah, I was talking to my dad because I was telling him, so the Super Bowl is on my birthday. I'm upset. I hate that.
what day is it? Ninth?
Yeah, the ninth, on the
Okay.
Sunday. Yeah. And I'm upset. It's gonna be about the Super Bowl, not
You get to
about
watch
me.
Kendrick Lamar perform on your birthday. That's pretty cool.
Okay, I love Kendrick. Well, I saw Kendrick Lamar in person like 4 weeks ago.
Fair.
Um, but yeah, anyways, yeah, I was like anyone but the Chiefs, Dad. He's like, why not the Chiefs? Like they've won like 5 times in the last 7 years.
I'm already tired of them.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
over it. It's something
Bills,
like
Josh
that.
Allen, they deserve to be there. Commanders, Bills, Commanders should be fun. I'd be happy with either of those teams winning.
Yeah, absolutely. I would too.
Should have been the Lions, but
Oh, next year's our year.
well, we lost both of our coordinators, I think, so
Oh, come on. Don't say that.
it's tough.
Don't say facts. Come on.
We did have 16 of our defensive players on IR, so
You know what?
that was
That
part of the reason
if
that we
there's
gave
one
up
thing I've
45
learned,
points.
if there's one thing I've learned about sports, is that defense matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were just running random guys out there.
Yeah, and you can't win. You can't win with that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, those are buyers and sellers for the NBA. I am
Who will have
excited.
remorse?
Who will have remorse?
Yeah.
Who will be more sad at the deadline? The Lakers, like
Buyers or
always,
sellers
because
for
they didn't win.
remorse?
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. But yeah, so I want to thank everyone for listening. It's making it this far. We'll do another pod in about a week. Update everyone on what's going on. And this has been Two Man Game with Damon and Dom.
Buckets.